The fighting continues in Ukraine's east as Russia says its forces expanding their control over Donbas. And Ukrainian military has confirmed that Russia is also trying to increase the tempo of its attacks in the country's east. In Mariupol, Ukrainian officials said Russian forces battled on Wednesday for control of the city's last stronghold as fighting at Azovstal steel plant continues for a second consecutive day. Moscow pledged for a ceasefire at Azovstal from Thursday and the following 2 days to allow civilians to get out. And a UN official said more than 300 civilians were evacuated from southern Ukraine on Wednesday. And the first group of evacuees from Mariupol have now arrived in Zaporizhzhia. And Zhao Yunfei has more details.
After a long and bumpy ride, the first evacuees from Azovstal and other parts of Mariupol have finally arrived in Zaporizhzhia. Over the last 2 months, the residents have faced danger and poor living conditions.
We left from Mariupol to Manhush. There was so much shelling that it was destroying everything. Everything was flying over my house. My building was burned down completely. That's why we left.
At the beginning, we stayed in our cellar. Then we realized we couldn't survive like that because the shelling was getting more intense. Our neighbor who works at Azovstal called me over because his family was already at the steel plant. So we got there by car and spent more than 2 months there.
This tent offers hot food for the travelers. It's a temporary place to rest before moving to a new home or continuing their trips.
We are very grateful to the UN, the Red Cross, and everybody who has helped us with this evacuation. They truly did it from the bottom of their hearts.
For this batch of refugees, it took them more than 2 days journeying from Mariupol to Zaporizhzhia. Ukrainian officials say they'll waste no time to continue evacuating people along the corridor.
We are talking about hundreds of people still in Azovstal. It's important to understand that they are injured soldiers, women and children. There are doctors providing help who also want to be evacuated. We have to do everything we can to rescue people from Azovstal.
After many failed attempts to get people out of Mariupol, this evacuation comes as a relief. While the refugees are grateful to be out, it will take them a little longer to fully recover from the experience and rebuild their lives. Zhao Yunfei, CGTN, Zaporizhzhia, southern Ukraine.